Morning, back in the boat today. Right, so today we are going to be playing with this little lot, not the cables, all of this. So basically the electrical system. So the aim for today is to get the electrical system components put into place. Once I've got those into place, I can then measure up for all the cables to figure out, what length of cables I need. Some of the cables are quite expensive. They can be like 35 quid or so a metre, and I don't want to just order 5 metres and then end up using 2.5. I'd rather order the precise amount that I need. The spare is no use to me anyway. So yeah, that's the aim for today, is get all these components mounted. Already made a little start. So this is the battery to battery converter. So that takes 12 volts and puts it into the 48 volt battery. I'll explain the system a little bit later on, but for now we just need to get the components laid out. So the next one is the big one, which is the inverter, and that's going in this area here. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Okay, welcome to Tatton's wiring diagram. This is only the power wiring, so it's not the DC distribution bit and it's not the AC distribution bit. So this is just the main power. It's slightly unusual in that I've got 12 volt, which runs lights, pumps, a few systems on the boat, and that's all. And then I've got a 48 volt battery system which runs the multiplus, gives us 230 volt around the boat. So it's a slightly unusual system. I'll try and explain it the best I can. So where this dotted line is here, all of this side is the 12 volt side. So for instance, you've got a 12 volt leisure battery. It's quite a small battery because it doesn't have to do a lot. And then you've got the engine alternator, which is the secondary alternator, 150 amp. So this all runs through. So we've got an isolator, so we can isolate the battery fuse, so that's clamped onto the battery there, so that's all nicely fused. And a smart shunt which goes to the negative bus, which is a common negative bus, which you have to have anyway. So we go up through the isolator, 200 amp fuse to the engine alternator. This is a bus bar here. So also from that point we go up and through to the Sterling Power 12 to 48 volt converter, and also to the DC distribution. So that's the 12 volt DC distribution. So as I've mentioned it, this is the Sterling Power. So basically this takes 12 volt when the engine is running and it's producing power through the alternator. This will take that 12 volt power, convert it to 48 volts, and then throw it into the big battery here. When the engine's off, it has the ability to also basically charge up this leisure battery from the big battery. So it can go two ways. Obviously I put an isolator in that because that's the best way of isolating the two electrical systems. So 12 volt, 48 volt. And then what brings us nicely into the 48 volt side. So in essence this is really, really simple. Big battery. Got obviously a smart shunt which is connected to the negative bus. A breaker isolator there. That's all I've got. One, it's a breaker, but also it's actually a functional switch as well. So if I need to switch off the battery, that's where I can do that. So this goes up through the mega fuse block So this goes then 200 amp fuse through and into the multiplus. This is a bus bar again, so again this is connected through the Stirling, so when this is charging it goes this way, through there, down into the big battery. And then also we've got the solar system. So we've got Smart Solar 150/35, 3 solar panels, they're in series because I need to up the voltage to get to charge this battery here. That goes through a double pole isolator, into the Smart Solar, down through the fuse and back into the battery. So that's the 48 volt side. I'd say very, very simple. Obviously this is a solar PV, so that's a separate voltage again. And then we come on to the AC side. So we've got a shore power inlet. So the power comes in through there, goes through a 30 milliamp RCD. That's to protect the cable and the socket, just in case something goes wrong there. Also on that is a galvanic isolator to separate the earth paths, so we don't get galvanic corrosion on the hull. And this goes up, through and into the multiplus. Now the multiplus can do one of two things with it, or a few things with it. One, it can use that to charge the battery. Two is it can just pass it straight through into the AC distribution box. Or three is it can pass it through into the AC distribution box and add some power to it as well, depending on what the load is. So it can do quite a few things, but that's the way that that's wired in. AC distribution, obviously we've got sockets throughout the boat, so that's what powers all that lot. And then the DC is literally just lights, water pump, gulper pump for the shower, toilet. I think that's about it. There's very, very little on the 12 volt. That's why this battery is actually quite a small battery. It doesn't really have to do much. So that's the description of the power system. So I'll just show you now what we've actually done with it. Okay, right, we'll just explain all this a little bit more. So, obviously, the star of the show is the big Victron Multiplus 2. 48 volt, 5000 VA, or 5 kVA, whichever way you want to say it, and 70 amp charging at 48 volt. So this is fed from the 48 volt battery, which isn't here at the minute. This is the big isolator, so it goes through here, into this mega fuse block, and then basically into the multiplus from there. So that's the power. Now on this side, just round the corner, this shunt here is for the 48 volt system. So obviously that goes off to the battery. This side is to the negative bus. So that's this bit here. Still got to drill this and put the bolts and various other things in to connect up everything that I need to connect up on that. But for now it's in place. So that's the 48 volt side, just there. This extra shunt now is on the 12 volt side. So this is the shunt for the 12 volt battery. And then power comes in. Through the switch and into here. Also the power from the alternator comes through and connects into the top side of this mega fuse block here. From that there's a feed comes off, goes through another isolator and then goes to this unit here. 12 volt in, 48 volt out. So this is the battery to battery charger. Controlling a large proportion of all of this. Got a servo unit, so that'll sit up there. Obviously all the cables have got to go in yet. And then up in this area here will be the DC distribution system. So that's the fuse blocks, switches, etc, etc. Everything will be in that area there. On this side we've got the AC distribution, so a standard consumer unit, same as you'd have in your house. That'll fit up here. There's also the 30 milliamp LCD and the galvanic isolator that will need to go up here as well. And then lastly but not least, this is the isolator for the solar panels. Solar panels come in here, isolator out through here into the MPPT, out from there 48 volts, back down to the big fuse block down the bottom. And that's the system as it's laid out. So hopefully this will all work when it's all connected. Still got the battery, AC distribution, DC distribution, so there's still some work to do yet, but that's a good start in getting all of this put together. So right, carry on.